One time while I was visiting my relatives when I was a kid, I got bored and decided to play outside. While I was outside, I found this chick and I picked it up because I wanted to show the baby animal to my relatives. Before I could even say a word, my aunt looked at me, looked at the animal in my hand, and said, "Put that back where you found it." So I did. While I was putting back the baby chicken, I came across a really pretty cat, and I also wanted to show it to my relatives, so I picked it up and brought it back to the house. Again, before I even said a word, my aunt looked at me and told me to put it back. Again, I followed her instructions. When I put the cat back, I was walking around the neighborhood again and I saw a little puppy dog and it had a collar on, so I thought it belonged to a neighbor or something. So I again picked it up and I was going to go to my relatives and ask them whose dog this is because I wanted to return a lost dog. So once again, before I even got to say anything, my aunt spoke up. But she wasn't addressing me this time. She turned to my older cousin and told him, "Take that dog from her and return it to the neighbor. We're not letting her," referring to me, "outside the house again because next time she will come back with a horse." And my child brain was like, "There's a horse in the neighborhood?" So I wanted to go out again and find the horse because, like, how often do you see a horse in the city? But my relatives wouldn't let me out no matter what, no matter how many times I tried to make it for the door. And being a little kid, I couldn't really fight them. So I did not get to see the horse that day. It was a really sad day in my childhood. Several years later, when I was a teenager in high school, I realized that my aunt was actually making a reference to that somewhat popular story of the musicians of Bremen. It was a joke. My aunt was making a joke. There was no horse in that neighborhood that day. To this day, I'm still really, really, really sad about not being allowed to look for a horse and also that the horse didn't exist in the first place. Hi there, you don't know who I am. But for some reason, people are watching my videos. Are you all lost? I know the internet is big and a few hundred views isn't really anything to brag about, but I really thought nothing I make will ever get a view count bigger than a single digit. Not only that, people are thanking me. They are straight up thanking me for making a video. Are you all okay? The thank yous aren't they are just basically thanking me for existing. I am just making videos about things related to me and they're just thanking me for existing. And I don't have the words to describe how I feel about this. But I hope to find the words someday because I need to tell you people that was really nice and thank you as well. It kind of makes me feel bad because I don't make many videos because I like variety, but I also have this compulsive need to obsess. What I'm trying to say is I want to make more content because people seem to like it, but I get distracted easily. I have a few ideas on how I can trick my obsessive need to obsess and make myself create more content, but really no promises. So if I manage to overcome that, maybe I will have a somewhat consistent schedule of me uploading something. Fingers crossed. I have been talking for a while, so you clicked on this to see some memes, but I'm gonna keep yammering on because I want to talk about something. But just so that you don't get tired of looking at my face, I'm going to do the next bit in cartoon form. So here we go. Oh wait, before that, if you're wondering about my getup, I cannot find my green hoodie with a snake on it, but I had to wear green for this video because green is like a strong motive of aromanticism because it's the opposite of red, which is the most prominent motive of romantic love. But I also didn't want to disparage anyone who likes celebrating this day, so I actually put on a pair of red contact lenses that I bought specifically for this video as a sort of accent color, because I don't know what I'm trying to do. This dress is the most green clothing I own besides that hoodie, so I put it on, even though it's a super fancy dress that I wear to tea parties. So yeah, where was I? Right, cartoon me. Okay, go. Hi there. So firstly, happy Valentine's Day. That might sound insincere coming from an Aro's mouth, but if this is a day that makes you happy, I genuinely hope you have a good time, even if I can't relate to wanting to celebrate this day. That being said, I want to ask a question that matches today's theme. Can an aromantic person fall in love? Now, if you ask a lot of aromantic people, they will either say it depends on where they are in the spectrum of aromanticism. If you didn't know, much like other orientations, there's a spectrum for aromanticism. And some aromantic people will just straight up tell you no. But if you ask me, I would say I don't know. I don't know. And here's why I don't know. Aromanticism is closely linked to asexuality. Now, you can be aro but not ace, and you can be ace but not aro. I am the former. But, see, there's this common misconception about asexual people that all asexuals never want sex. And that's not true. There are asexuals who like to have sex. Side note, and I really hate that I even have to say this, but I'll say it just in case. Even though I am saying right now that some asexual people do like to have sex, if an asexual person tells you they do not want to have sex and they will never have sex, do not fucking invalidate them. People are all different, but an asexual person would know themselves better than you would, and if they say they don't want something, respect that. Do not say bullshit like you just haven't met the right person, or you know this X person and they're ace but they still have sex. Shut! Don't be an asshole. Okay, so going back to the topic at hand, some asexuals still like to have sex, because you can be asexual but still have a libido. Again, not all ace, but some do. And most might ignore it, but some do scratch that itch when they get it. So if there's a sexual libido for asexuals, is there a romantic libido for aromantics? And here's where I get lost, because even though I'm aromantic, I honestly don't know the answer to that question. I know that aromantics still desire a strong emotional connection with another person, but that connection is usually platonic or queer platonic. I've never heard of an aromantic person falling in love. But in theory, doesn't it make sense that falling in love and being in love is possible for aros? Going back to asexuals, asexuality means no sexual attraction. But sexual attraction is different from sexual arousal. If you stimulate an asexual person's androgynous zone, and again, I'm cutting back in here to tell you, do not stimulate an asexual's erogenous zones without their consent. You'd think that I wouldn't have to tell people this, but some people need to be told this. Alright, back to cartoon me. If you stimulate the erogenous zones of an asexual person, they can get aroused. This is something my ace friends have told me. So, is there a romantic equivalent to erogenous zones? Similar to asexuality, aromanticism means no romantic attraction, but romantic attraction is different from actually falling or being in love. I'm sure I don't have to explain this because it is a subject that is touched upon by every other movie and novel I've ever read, but the initial romantic attractions an alloromantic person experiences is simply infatuation. And infatuation is vastly different from actually being in love. Or so it has been explained to me by every other media I've ever consumed. So, aromantic people can't feel infatuation because that's romantic attraction. But if being in love is different from that, can they fall in love? I've mentioned this before, but I have experienced romance. Granted, these romantic feelings are for fictional characters from numerous dating sims and RPG games with dating mechanics that I've played. Video games are so fun. But I think it still counts. Or does it? Let's put a pin in that for now. So I fall in love with these fictional characters because they do romantic shit to me, like bring me flowers, or write me a poem, or ask me to kill their former lover because they're with me now. Can you all guess which video game these examples are related to? I was originally just in lust with them because, again, I'm Aro but not Ace. But legit, by the end of the game, I wanted to marry them. Again, I've mentioned this before, I don't get marriage, and I kinda still don't, but I totally get weddings. Weddings are fun. They're usually extravagant celebration of two or more individuals' romantic love for each other, and that's fun. Everybody is all dressed up, they're having a good time, and also there's cake. Good cake. I may care about the cake disproportionately to the actual ceremony itself, but it's still part of a wedding and it's great. It still counts, right? Okay, so if it's possible for me to experience some form of romantic feelings, can Aro people fall and be in love if that's what they want? Again, in my case, I'd say no because I don't want it. But what about in the case of another Aro person and they want it? Can they? If an asexual person who wants sex can go have sex, following that logic, an Aro person who wants to do the same, theoretically, it sounds very possible. And again, my official answer to this question is I don't know, because I don't know. I've never heard of it happening, but I can't confidently say that it's absolutely not possible because I don't know that for sure. And it bugs me that as an Aro person, I can't answer a simple question related to aromanticism. So I'm putting this out there so that I won't be the only one having to think these thoughts. And before I end this tangent, I once again must say, do not invalidate any asexual or aromantic person's identity. If they say they don't want sex or romance, they do not want sex or romance. Do not invalidate them just because not every ace and Aro out there is exactly the same. One person's experience does not negate the experience of another. Respect that. Alright, let's go back to 3D human me. Hi, I'm back. I never really left, but whatever. So this video has just been me sharing the gaps in my knowledge, and oh my god, I've said so many words. But we are here today to look at some memes, aromantic memes to be specific, because that is what I like, okay? And if you're wondering if I'm going to be a person or a cartoon for this bit, the answer is both. I like being a person and I like being a cartoon, and spoken by like every bisexual ever, I refuse to make a choice. You cannot make me just pick one. Okay, let's get started. Start off with a story. So I usually don't post stuff like this, but so today in class, my math teacher, a human who is taller than our door and probably more awkward than it, casually mentioned how he isn't married and how he never really felt attraction to any gender. So a pan girl in my class puts up her hand and asks if he's asexual. one confused state, and 3 queer people explanations later, he was beyond excited to find out that he was valid and seen as an actual human to the LGBT community. I shit you not. My way too tall and way too smart and way too dorky and way too awkward math teacher lived his entire life thinking that he was strange and abnormal for not feeling any attraction to anyone, and a class of insane grade 11s changed that. Okay, so I know it says asexual, not aromantic, but I felt really validated when I learned the word in my early adulthood. But like, not enough time has passed for me to feel lonely about being the only person not interested in romance. But I can't imagine going through half a century not knowing that word. Again, I never experienced that loneliness, but oh my god, that must have been so awful. And I hope this math teacher, I hope the best for him. Have fun, dude. Experience romantic attraction or draw 25. Me. I don't have a choice, okay? It's not something I can command. I guess I have 25 new cards. Why is this even a problem for me? I play Magic the Gathering now, not Uno. And I say that like it's a good thing. No, let's move on. Oh, what is this? What is love? In math, a problem. In history, a war. In chemistry, a reaction. In art, a heart. In me, you. Problem, war, chemical reaction. How is any of those things appealing to people? Like, it's like when people describe being in love, like you get a shortness of breath, your heart starts beating really fast, you get really nervous, you start shaking. Like, good sir, you do realize you're describing the symptoms of a heart attack. That does not sound fun. Yeah, what you just said is kind of alarming, sir. Do you need to go to a doctor? When your aromantic headcanons get a love interest. You were the chosen one! So, of course, like any other person in a fandom, I project on and identify with certain characters, and sometimes I think they're Aro, but then they're not. That's not a nice feeling. I'm gonna move on. It's alive! Speak, my child! You just haven't found the one yet. Oh, fuck, I forgot to give you a brain. Okay, when a person says you just haven't found the right one yet, they think they're being comforting, okay? They think they're like giving you hope or something. But honestly, what they're actually doing is invalidating your identity, and that's just bullshit, okay? They think they're being nice, but they're actually being horrible. And even if there's a person out there for them, let's say they're one true love, your partner does not affect your identity. For example, if you are a bi guy, if you are dating a guy, you're not gay, you're still bisexual. You're just dating a guy. And again, if a bi guy dates a girl, that guy is not straight. They are still bisexual. Their partner does not dictate their orientation. Even if an asexual or aromantic person is in a relationship, it does not mean they are not ace and aro anymore, okay? If you're saying this, I'm gonna think the best of you. You're saying this as a way to comfort someone. You're not. You're being a dick, okay? I'm telling you right now. Just don't do it. Alright, moving on. Do you have a date for Valentine's Day? Yes, it's February 14. Okay, I normally hate Dwight Schrute, but like, accurate, okay? Yeah, I have a date for Valentine's Day. It's February 14. Also, fuck off. Like, if we're close enough for you to ask me this, we're close enough that I have already informed you that I'm not interested in celebrating romantic love. I won't disparage it, but I will not partake because I can't. But seriously, just fuck off. Look, happy Valentine's Day for you, but to some people it's just February 14, okay? Moving on. Me. You're aromantic. Also me. But what if I'm missing something? Me. Then date. Also me. I don't want to. Me. You're aromantic. Where is the lie? Okay? Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Okay, where's the lie? I'm not gonna lie. I sometimes do date ish. I don't go. Okay, sometimes, very rarely, when a person asks me on a date, I sometimes say yes. Because even though I'm not romantically attracted to them, I still want to get in their pants. But sometimes it's just a date, and if it's just a date, I don't want to do it. But sometimes I do it because, like, there's always this small voice in the back of my head that's like, what if this person makes you happy? What if they're the love of your life and you miss out? But, like, I never enjoy it. I never enjoy going on dates like that. Okay? I should just stop, but honestly, there's several people that I'm super, super into, and if they ask me on a date, I'd probably say yes. Because, I don't know, I like to suffer, maybe? God damn it. Moving on. Dating advice. Okay, hang on, this is good. Dating advice. Name, June, age, 27. Don't. Okay, so that's, yeah, I should just follow her advice. I should not date. I never enjoy just dates. I should just stop, okay? But what if I'm missing out? See, this is what happens when people are invalidated. Like, I'm not even invalidated by my friends anymore, but like by every freaking book I've ever read has some romance in it, and they're books, they're great, but like, it's always some part of me that thinks, what if I'm missing out because I've never read about an Aro person being happy? And that's just terrible. That's really terrible, because I know in a very logical, cerebral sense that I'm Aro, I'm going to be happy even if I'm single, because I don't really want a relationship, but it's hard to be sure sometimes, okay? So just don't make it worse. Okay, like I said, when you think you're saying something comforting to an asexual person, you're actually just making them super uncomfortable, because I'm super uncomfortable right now. Just let them be who they are, and like, don't empower that small voice inside of them that tells them they're not gonna end up happy because they don't experience this kind of attraction. Just don't. It doesn't feel good, okay? Stop. Alright, moving on. Casual sex implies the existence of ranked competitive sex. Ranked competitive. Oh my god. Ranked competitive sex. For fun. For glory. For fun or for glory? Okay, Aros out there, do you have sex for fun or for glory? I want flowers on the 14th, then die on the 13th. Oh my god, Wednesday Addams, you savage. You know, that is a good way to guarantee that you get some flowers on the 14th. You know, just be dead. Oh, this is all my reactions are just laughing. Can't stop laughing. Stories where the protagonist chooses romance over friendship. Oh god. Gross. Stories where the protagonist chooses friendship over romance. It's not there. It's not there. Oh my god. I need to. Where is that text? Alright, here. As a palate cleanser for that awful sad meme. Okay, so bro, me and Jessica just broke up. What? Why? We fought last night about me drinking with you lately. She let me choose love or my friends. Wow, so you mean you chose your friends over love? No, man, I chose love. I love you, bro. Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah. Love versus friendship. Friendship is love. What the fuck are you talking about? Again, anyone who tells you otherwise is BSing you. Okay, I love my friends so much. And even if I was not aromantic, if my romantic partner fucking gave me an ultimatum to choose romantic love over friendship love when they are equally important to me, I would fucking leave him high and dry. Like, fuck you. How dare you say that I can only have limited amount of love? Love should be infinite. Fuck off. Romance and love and sex are a part of human nature. Asexuals and aromantics look at each other. Gods? Gods. Mighty and powerful gods. Yeah, you heard it here, folks. Asexuals and aromantics are gods. Like, go ahead, bow down. Bow down to your new god. That is not my Wi-Fi password, by the way. Don't fucking try that. Character has green as a main color in majority of their outfits. Hey, Rose! Oh, okay. Honestly, same. Like, what fandom am I thinking of? Okay, alright, the Onslers, like, dude, he's wearing green. He's aromantic. But people, even, there is no other character to ship him with. So, what the fuck did people do? They started shipping him with himself. Which is, I guess, is self-love, but they meant that in a romantic context. Or a sexual one. I don't know what goes on in the deprived minds of anybody who fucking sexualizes, like, a movie about the dangers of greed and the devastating environmental impact of said greed. And what the fuck, people? Come on. Hard to swallow pills. You don't want to date anyone. You just want someone to buy you candy. Why you gotta call me out like that? Why do memes have to call me out like that? Why you gotta call me out like that? Meme, what did I do to you? Why you gotta call me out like that? Okay, yes, I have a sweet tooth, and maybe if somebody promised me chocolate for today, I'd say yes to a date, but I'm a horrible person. Like, I shouldn't just date someone for their chocolates, but honestly, I would do that. Don't ask me on a date, okay? Why you gotta call me out like that, meme? I mean, look, I could just buy myself chocolates instead of having to go on a date to receive chocolates, but free chocolates, man. How could I say no? I am awful. Alright, moving on. Why am I single? Because my idea of love is too real for this fake world. Okay, I just majorly cringed. This sounds like something that would be posted with the hashtag I'm so deep, or like it would be found in like the subreddit I'm 14 and this is deep, and that's kind of hypocritical of me because like I said that I bought these red contact lenses specifically for my video, and that's true, but lie of omission, I also did it because I am an edgelord and I like having the thought of having red eyes. And like my necklace right now is a bird skull, so I am trying to hide the fact that I'm a trashy edgelord, but like I love this teddy bear because it has claws and this is supposed to be blood. So I'm also cringy, so I have no right to criticize. Alexander. I'm tired. So, yeah, I'm just gonna put Alexander back. Moving on. So if I spend my time eating cheese, watching Netflix, and having orgasms alone, I'm depressed. But if someone else is there, I'm in love? I call bullshit. Yeah, I call bullshit. Sometimes I want another person to be there, don't get me wrong, but most of the time I don't, and I don't need them to be. It's only when I'm super lazy do I want another person to be there. And it's not because I'm depressed. I'm actually having a good time. Let's go on a date. Where's this at? Forget a date, I'll go alone. It's me. It's relatable. Side note, I'm xenophobic, but not like the xenophobic that means racism. I mean that I am afraid of space, okay? It's like being afraid of the ocean, except like billion times worse because space is like a billion times more infinite. Like, dude, a meteor crashed into Earth and killed all the dinosaurs. Like, I'm so afraid of that happening again. I'm just afraid of anything that's in space. Like, people really out there dreaming of living in Mars. Like, no, Earth is fine. I know it's dying, but Earth is fine. I'm just gonna stay here. I don't know what's on Mars. I'm just scared, okay? I'm just so scared. There could be like any number of new dangers. I like knowing the current dangers of Earth. We're probably gonna die of like climate change. Yeah, at least I know what climate change is. I don't know what kind of dangers there is on Mars or any other planet. So no thank you. I know this is a weird thing to be afraid of, but I'm just scared of it. I'm just gonna move on. Okay, when this fills up, I'm gonna start dating again. Should this just be like my profile picture? I feel like this will get like the message across. My crush saying she likes me as well. Me now having a panic attack. Okay, so this might be a reference to Aromantics, where they are actually able to fall in love, but once that love is reciprocated, they fall out of love. So that sucks for them, because the moment it's reciprocated, it's just gone. And that's terrible to explain to another person, like, hi, I liked you, I had romantic feelings for you, but now that you like me back, I'm bored with you, goodbye. I'm sorry. Thank God I'm not Lithro. Alright, moving on. I feel so bad for you. Love is what life is all about. Aloes. Actually being respectful about aromanticism. I'm sorry for you. Bitch, this is not a tragedy, okay? I'm very happy. That's just insulting. Fuck off. A superhero duo, one aromantic, the other asexual. Aro and Ace. Something queer's afoot. Yeah, that's us. Muffled snickering. High key would watch. I would totally watch that. Fuck yes. When you come out as Aro/Ace and have to include an explanation, lecture, legal disclaimer, and proof of humanity. I'm not a robot. Oh my god. I'm gonna think about this every time I see that I'm not a robot check. That aromantic feel when you start worrying that someone is flirting with you or secretly wants to date you. Paranoid. Aronoid. Aronoid. Oh my god. It does worry me a lot because one time I rejected this person and they went drinking while driving. Okay, I'm not sure they were drunk yet because they were drinking on the car ride, but fuck you. Like, if you see this, fuck you, okay? I used to blame myself. Like, if you got into an accident, it would be my fault. But no, fuck you. Why did you drink and drive?
I'm not sure you were drunk yet, but fuck you anyways. Like, how dare you make me feel that it was my fault? Go eat a bag of dicks. A la Rose. They make a cute couple, huh? Me and Aro, they certainly are standing next to each other. Yeah. Like, not gonna lie, back in my fangirling days when I was obsessed with anime, of course I would ship, like, these two guys just because they were, like, super close to each other, but honestly, that does not make them gay. I was just horny as a teenager, so cringe. I keep starting these videos saying, hi, you don't know who I am, but now you're gonna find out that I'm a huge fucking dork. Alright, moving on. What's it like to be in love? Oh, hey, this is what I was talking about earlier.
Well, your heart will beat really fast, and your chest will feel funny, and at night you can hardly sleep because you can't stop thinking about them.
That sounds terrible.
Palpitations, shortness of breath, insomnia does not sound like a good time. I hate to admit this, but our feelings on certain things really do change when we get older. 10 years ago, I would have preferred to get a new video game instead of an engagement ring. But now that I'm older, I would prefer to get a domesticated raccoon instead of an engagement ring. Right now, I prefer to get a new video game or a PS5 rather than an engagement ring. So this person's telling me that when I get older, I'll change and will want a domesticated raccoon. I wonder if that's true. I mean, so far I don't want a domesticated raccoon. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds for me, okay? I love you twice more than you love me. 0 times 0 equals 0. Yep. Need I say more? The reason why you haven't found your soulmate is because maybe you don't have a soul. Okay, I'm here to stop the misconception that aromantic people or asexual people don't have a heart. But I'm gonna be honest, I already mentioned this before, I am an edgelord, and not having a soul just sounds like so cool to me. I'm sorry for being a cringy edgelord, but my god, I love sayings like that. I'm just like putting myself in a corner of shame. But like, can you blame me? Doesn't it sound so cool to say that you don't have a soul? I mean, I did have a soul, but I sold it to Andrew Hussey. That's a conversation for another time. Why am I mentioning this? Okay, why can, because there's no escaping, bro. There's no escaping.
Listen, there's two types of single people in this world. 1, desperately wants to get into a relationship. 2, desperately wants to stay the fuck away from one!
This guy gives out serious, non-asexual Aro vibes, and he's never clear about his orientation, but like I relate to a lot of his TikToks. Oh, here's another one of his.
I would rather listen to a toddler stumble their way through a conversation that means literally nothing than to ever date again. Fuck that!
This is funny if it's coming from like an Aro child-free person, which I am, by the way, because like I would literally rather talk to a child whose company I don't particularly enjoy than date again. But then some days I'm also like, I would rather go on a date that will not end in sex than interact with a mini human being. Sometimes it's a choose your own poison type of adventure game, this life I'm living. I don't know. I'm just gonna move on.
This was my response when somebody told me that when you fall in love with someone, they take your breath away. Platonic. You misunderstand. The first time I saw you, you didn't take my breath away. I took that deep breath in the hopes of breathing you in and keeping you safe inside of me. Please don't judge me too harshly. I wrote this when I was 14. Okay, it was about my best friend. And yes, sometimes I inhale sharply because I'm worried for her. Like, she gives me devastating news and I do a, or like I see her and she's around people who might hurt her and like, but like I'm breathing and I take in that deep breath because I want to keep her somewhere safe, and that's what I want for her. I'm not in love with her. I was 14, so I didn't really think about how exactly I could breathe somebody in and keep them in my lungs, but if I could do that, I would, basically, is what I was trying to say. And again, this is why people think I'm in love with her, because I write shit like this, and this is a subject for Sappho and her friends, okay? We're gonna move on. Just because a behavior is defined as romantic by society doesn't mean it is. You're allowed to cuddle, live with, to love your friends without reservation. Again, this is how I love my best friend. And alright, story time. I broke up with my best friend when I was in college, in my first year of college, and it was my fault, and I was so heartbroken, and I was moping and sulking and crying, and my classmates got so sick of me complaining about how I lost my best friend. And I was just tired of them, like, making my feelings their problems. So I lied to them and told them it wasn't my best friend, it was my girlfriend. And they started being sympathetic. They started letting me cry on their shoulders and letting me, like, talk about my feelings. It was just so annoying that they thought my love for her was less painful, that I was less heartbroken by the end of our relationship, just because I was not in love with her or we were not in a romantic relationship. But it broke me, okay? And I'm so glad I'm friends with her again, but dear God, losing a best friend can be just as devastating as losing someone an Alo person is in love with, and I wish more people understood that and not gotten annoyed when I was grieving that loss. And I wish I did not have to lie. And I'm sorry about lying. If the people I went to college with, if you see this video, I'm sorry I lied to you. She was never my girlfriend. But I just wanted to be allowed to grieve. And people were getting annoyed that I was grieving. Alright, that got real really fast. I'm gonna move on. I have had a hacky disease because I love you and you don't love me back. How could you do this to me? You have to return my feelings or I'll die. Me perish. Yeah, I'll wear the flower you cuffed up as like a pretty little accessory. Thank you. I really like it. See you at your funeral. Goodbye. Not a robot, but maybe cold-blooded. Oh, okay. This does not paint me in a good light. Bye. Moving on. If I die young and somebody sends me away with the words of a love song, my arrow ass is haunting you. I once thought I was in love with this YouTuber, musician, singer. And why am I trying to hide this? Okay, I thought I was in love with Sam Chewy at one point, okay? And when he sang this song, I told everyone that, hey, if I died young, if I die young, but covered by Sam Chewy. And I told that to everybody I knew. My parents, my friends, my teachers. And it was because I thought I was in love with that man, but turns out I was 15 and I was just again horny. And when you're 15, and it's just gonna be the most awkward and the most horny time in your life, and you're just gonna do a lot of cringe things. So yeah, I legit wanted this as my funeral song at one point. Although his cover is pretty good, so go check it out because it's amazing. Okay, moving on. Coming out to my families as aromantic and asexual. My parents, it's okay, you'll find someone eventually. Oh my god. I'm gonna break my mic from screaming, okay? Okay, so we're gonna edit it there. That was fun, but so frustrating. Again, happy February 14 and happy Valentine's Day if you like it, but if you don't, take the February 14 one, covering all my bases here. Thank you for watching this video. Like I said, I still don't know how to feel about all these people watching me, but thank you. It's just, thank you. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Take care. Ingat.